Hey guys, it's TRIZE here, and we're getting the most power out of this naturally aspirated V12 engine in automation. It's been about a month since I made a video like this. Because of that, I might as well come back and continue this series off. So let's start off with this engine build. So the first thing you gotta do on the top left portion of your screen is you set the year by maximizing it to the year of 2020. And after you selected the V6 V12 engine configuration, you may choose any of the block materials that you may choose from. I'm gonna select magnesium for the sake of weight and everything. And for the board stroke right here for the family capacity is that you square this off by maxing it to 120 millimeters each to get the engine size to 16,286 cubic centimeters, around 16.3 liters, with a dual overhead cam 5 valve, and again, whatever the head materials that you want to choose from. So I'm going to select aluminum silicon for the sake of weight and everything. And with this quality slider, as you see right here for the open beta branch of automation right here, is you select this to a plus 15 for everything. No matter if it's for the engine block in general, the top end, the bottom end, the fuel system for the exhaust, you do it for everything. So for the crank cob rods and pistons, we're going to be choosing the most strongest materials in this game, particularly for this engine, is for the crankshaft be made out of billet steel with the cob rod set to a lightweight titanium and the piston set to a regular forge. And lastly, is you select a harmonic damper for the balancing mass with the slider right here for the balancing mass, is you set this to 187, which that will increase it by about 70 pounds roughly the counterweight. For the compression, max this bad boy out to a 16.0 to 1 ratio at an extreme level. Same thing with the cam profile by maxing it to 100 at a full-blown racing setting. The springs and lifters, this increases by a little bit to a 59, and we're going to be using VVT at all cams with the RPM right here set to a 9,000 RPM, just like the meme. And skipping over the turbocharger because of it being naturally aspirated, so for the fuel system, we're going to be using a direct injection throttle per cylinder with a race intake with the manifold size set to a 94, a large boy up in here. With the fuel type, we're going to be selecting nitromethane based on the ones used in top fuel dragsters. That'll make you cry and everything in real life. With the octane margin right here, this slider, set this to a -5. With the fuel mapping slider, just a couple clicks up to a 53. And finally, for the exhaust everything, so we're selecting the tubular racing headers with the header size set to a 91, also a large boy like the manifold. With the exhaust size set to a dual exhaust with the exhaust diameter size set to a 108 millimeters, which equals to 4.25 inches. And the usual, no cats, no mufflers, and bring up the quality. And we get the final horsepower rating of 6,881.1 horsepower at 8,600 RPM, and the torque at 4,226.5 pounds-feet of torque at 8,500 RPM. It's almost like a tongue twister we got here for both the horsepower and torque rating that we got here. So with the engine in general, if I go to the stress graph here, there is no torque stress that we got right now with this here engine, but for the RPM stress right here, is that we got a considerable amount of RPM stress for the pistons in general, a little bit on the cob rods, and not so much on the crankshaft, which then ain't too bad for a powerful engine like this, almost making 6,900 horsepower, which you see in the thumbnail. Alright, so for this part of the video, I'm going to give you here what this engine will sound like. I'll just rev it up for a little bit on here with the power and torque graph, then get rid of the graph to see the engine as is while doing some fake gear shifts for a little while and went off the video right then and there. So bring back the one and only graph on here, not necessarily the only graph, but the power and torque graph, and give you here this engine right now. Oh well, as soon as I hit the button right here to shut off the engine, it seems like it resetted itself or something. And for the idling of this engine, the sound of it, this thing sounds pretty damn menacing even though it starts out at around 600 RPM, but jeez. Sounds like a diesel engine or something, yeah? So that'll do it with Automation, the car company Tycoon game with this powerful V12 engine. Despite waiting a month for another video like this, I still got what it takes. Even though this game had a few overhauls to their engine designer recently with their version 4.2.23 update. And for those who are interested in this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you'll miss out on any videos like this in the future, including my automation to Beam and G drive videos too. So this is TRIZE rising up and signing out.